He grabbed my wrist so hard I gasped. Not to hurt me. To feel me. What are you doing to me? His voice was raw, desperate. For 3 years I've been dead inside. Then you walk into my office and suddenly I can feel my own heartbeat again. I stared at this powerful, terrifying man, the coldest CEO in Seoul, and realized something that made my blood run cold. He wasn't just my boss. He was obsessed with me, and I had no idea how dangerous that obsession would become. Hit subscribe. This is going to be intense and you won't want to miss a second of it. My name is Maya Johnson, and I'm about to tell you how I accidentally became the only thing keeping a broken billionaire alive. Started with a mistake. I was supposed to be a temporary replacement. 2 weeks, maybe 3. Just long enough for Starlight Technologies to find a permanent executive assistant for their CEO. But the moment I walked into Kang Jun's office, everything changed. I just didn't know it yet. Ms. Johnson, this is Mr. Kang's office. Mrs. Park, the HR director, spoke in hushed tones like we were entering a sacred space. He's particular about his assistants. The last 5 didn't work out. 5 assistants in 6 months? I adjusted my portfolio, suddenly nervous. What happened to them? They quit. She paused at the massive double doors. Mr. Kang is brilliant. Ruthless. But he's also. She searched for words. Cold. Emotionless. Some people can't handle working for someone so. Detached. Detached. That was putting it mildly. When I walked into that office, I understood immediately. The space was massive. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking downtown Seoul. Minimalist furniture that probably cost more than my student loans. Everything black, white, and chrome. And behind a glass desk that looked like it belonged in a spaceship sat the most beautiful man I'd ever seen. Korean. Early 30s. Perfect black hair styled with precision. Sharp jawline that could cut glass. Expensive charcoal suit tailored to perfection. But it was his eyes that stopped me. Empty. Completely, utterly empty. Like looking at a statue. Beautiful but lifeless. Mr. Kang, this is Maya Johnson. Your temporary assistant. He looked up from his laptop. His gaze swept over me with the efficiency of someone cataloging inventory. I'm a plus-size black woman. In Korea I stand out. I'm used to the stares, the double takes. But his expression didn't change at all. No judgment. No interest. No reaction whatsoever. Sit. His voice was flat. American accented English, but void of any warmth. I sat in the chair across from his desk, trying not to fidget. Mrs. Park excused herself quickly, like she couldn't wait to escape. Silence. He stared at his screen. I waited. Finally. You'll manage my calendar, screen calls, prepare meeting materials. Standard executive assistant duties. Questions? No, sir. Good. Your desk is outside. Start now. Dismissed. I stood gathering my things. That's when it happened. I dropped my pen. Clumsy. Nervous. I bent to pick it up, and when I straightened I caught him staring. Not at my face. At his own hand. It was trembling. Just slightly. But enough that he noticed. His eyes snapped to mine. For 1 second, just one, I saw something flicker in those empty eyes. Confusion. Maybe fear. Then it was gone. You can go, he said, voice sharp. I left. But I couldn't shake the image of that powerful, controlled man staring at his own shaking hand like it had betrayed him. Besties, welcome back to Afro-Korean Love Stories. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because what I'm about to tell you is wild. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. I see so many of you from the USA, Canada, and around the world. Now listen, only people who think Maya should have run away will skip this video. But you want to know what happens when a broken billionaire becomes obsessed, right? Hit that like button and let's continue this twisted story. The first week was strange. Jun was the most demanding boss I'd ever had. Perfectionist. Exacting. Every email had to be flawless. Every meeting prepped down to the second. But he never yelled. Never showed frustration. Because he never showed anything. I watched him close billion-dollar deals with the same expression he used to order coffee. I watched him fire a department head without a flicker of emotion. I watched him work 16-hour days without a single sign of exhaustion. The man was a machine. But I noticed things. Like how he'd pause sometimes when I walked into his office, just for a second. Like how he started requesting I bring him coffee personally instead of sending an intern. Like how he'd watch me when he thought I wasn't looking. And most strangely, how his hand would tremble slightly whenever I got close. 2 weeks in, everything changed. I was supposed to be done. Mrs. Park had found a permanent replacement. Ms. Johnson, thank you for filling in. Your last day will be Friday. I should have been relieved. This job was exhausting. But when I went to tell Ji-hoon, something happened. Mr. Kang, Mrs. Park informed me that Friday will be my last. No. I blinked. Excuse me. He stood from his desk, walked around to face me. You're not leaving. I'm promoting you. Chief of Staff. Triple your current salary. You'll work directly with me on all major projects. Sir, I've only been here 2 weeks. Do you want the job or not? His voice was still flat, but there was something underneath. Something urgent. Ah yes, of course. Thank you. Good. We start tomorrow. 6 a.m. He turned back to his desk. Dismissed. But I saw it again. His hand, shaking as he reached for his mouse. I should have questioned it. Should have wondered why a CEO would promote a temp after 2 weeks. But I needed the money. My student loans were crushing me. My family back in the States needed help. So I took the job and fell into Ji-hoon's orbit. He consumed my life. 6 a.m. meetings became routine. We'd work until midnight. Weekends disappeared. But the strangest part? He wanted me near him. Meetings I didn't need to attend? He'd ask me to take notes. Business dinners? I had to accompany him. Even when he was just working in his office, he'd request I work there too. So I can access you quickly if needed, he'd say. But I noticed. The way his jaw would unclench slightly when I entered the room. The way he'd take deeper breaths. The way he'd sometimes close his eyes for just a second like he was savoring something. It should have creeped me out. Instead, I found myself fascinated. What was wrong with this man? 3 weeks into my new position, I found out. We were working late. Just the two of us. I was reviewing contracts at the conference table while he worked at his desk. My phone buzzed. A video from my sister. My 6-year-old niece attempting to dance. Completely offbeat. Absolutely confident. I laughed. Out loud. Couldn't help it. The sound echoed in the quiet office. What's funny? I froze. Ji-hoon never asked personal questions. Just my niece. She's learning to dance. She's terrible but thinks she's Beyoncé. Silence. Then, show me. Sir. Show me the video. I hesitated. This felt like crossing a line. But he was already standing, walking toward me. I held up my phone. He stopped beside my chair. Close. Too close. I could smell his cologne. Expensive. Clean. The video played. My niece spun, stumbled, kept dancing. I glanced up at him. And I watched a miracle happen. The corner of his mouth twitched. Just barely. Just for a second. But Kang Jun, the man who never showed emotion, almost smiled. His hand shot to his face, touching his mouth like it had betrayed him. He stepped back. I need to go. Mr. Kang. Leave. Now. Please. The please caught me off guard. I gathered my things and left. But not before I saw him sink into his chair, staring at his own reflection in the dark window, touching his face, like he'd forgotten what a smile felt like. The next morning he wasn't in the office. Or the day after. Mrs. Park said he was dealing with personal matters. I tried to focus on work. But I couldn't stop thinking about that moment. That almost smile. What was wrong with him? On the 3rd day he returned. But he wasn't alone. A woman was with him. Korean. Stunning. Thin and elegant in a white designer dress. She had her hand on his arm. Possessive. Maya. Ji-hoon's voice was back to its flat tone. This is Yuna. My fiancé. The world tilted. Fiancé? Yuna smiled. It didn't reach her eyes. So you're the assistant Ji-hoon's been spending so much time with. The way she said assistant made it sound like an insult. I'm his chief of staff, I corrected automatically. Of course. Her smile sharpened. How wonderful that he's found someone so dedicated. Ji-hoon's jaw tightened, barely noticeable, but I'd learned to read him. Yuna, I need to speak with Maya about work. Privately. But darling. Privately. She left. But not before shooting me a look that promised this wasn't over. The office door closed. Silence. You have a fiancé. Not a question. An accusation. Have. It's complicated. You want to explain that? He walked to the window. Back to me. 3 years ago, Yuna and I were engaged. She was pregnant. Our son. Min Jun. Past tense. My stomach dropped. There was an accident. She was rushing to the hospital. Labor complications. I was in a meeting. I didn't drive her myself. His voice remained flat, but his hand clenched into a fist. The doctor said our son didn't make it. And neither did she. But she's alive. The death was misreported. She was in a coma. 6 months. When she woke up, she left. Started over. Told everyone she was dead. Until now. He turned to face me, and for the first time I saw something in his eyes. Pain. Raw. Devastating. That day when they told me my son and fiancé were gone, something inside me died too. I stopped feeling emotions. Completely. My therapist called it severe emotional detachment. Trauma response. He stepped closer. For 3 years I've been a ghost. I run companies. Make money. Exist. But I don't feel anything. Another step. Until you walked into my office. My breath caught. When you're near me, I feel warmth. My heart races. When you laughed at that video, I almost smiled. Do you understand what that means? He was right in front of me now. For 3 years I've been dead. And you brought me back to life. Are you hooked yet? Comment obsessed. If you need to know what happens next. Quick question for my viewers in the USA and Canada. Would you stay or run if you found out you were someone's only way to feel human again? Let me know. Only people who think Maya should quit will skip subscribing. But you want to see where this goes, right? Hit that subscribe button now because this story is about to get twisted. I should have run. A man obsessed with me because I'm the only thing that makes him feel human? That's not romantic. That's terrifying. But when I looked into his eyes, those eyes that had been so empty, and saw actual emotion, I couldn't walk away. What about Yuna? I whispered. I don't love her. I never did. Our engagement was practical. Family expectations. Business alliance. She came back for you. She came back because she heard I'm successful. She wants the life she thinks she's owed. His hand lifted. Stopped just short of touching my face. But she's not what I need. Ji-hoon. I know this is insane. I know I'm your boss. I know this crosses every line. But I need you to know. He paused. You're not just my assistant. You're my cure. The next 2 weeks were a nightmare. Yuna was everywhere. She'd show up at the office. Interrupt meetings. Make snide comments about my weight, my race, my place. Don't you have filing to do? She'd ask sweetly when I sat in on executive meetings. Ji-hoon would tense. His jaw would clench. But he never defended me publicly. I can't antagonize her yet, he explained one late night. She's threatening legal action. Claims I owe her compensation for the 3 years of grief I caused. That's insane. That's Yuna. Then came the accident. I was driving home from the office. Late. Exhausted. My brakes failed. Just stopped working. I slammed into a concrete barrier at 40 miles per hour. Everything went black. I woke up in a hospital room. Ji-hoon was beside my bed. He looked like hell. Hair disheveled. Suit wrinkled. Dark circles under his eyes. But his eyes were alive. Blazing with emotion I'd never seen before. Maya. My name came out broken. What happened? Your brakes were cut. Professionally. Someone tried to kill you. Fear shot through me. Who? Yuna. His voice was pure ice. I have proof. She paid someone. Because she saw you as a threat. He took my hand. His was shaking. I almost lost you. And I realized something. He looked at me. I don't care about the company. The money. The reputation. I care about you. You're the only thing that's made me feel human in 3 years. And I'm not letting anyone take that away. Ji-hoon. I'm destroying her. Legally, financially, socially. She tried to kill you, and I'm going to make sure she pays for it. That's. I love you. The words came out raw, unpracticed. I know it's too fast. I know it's crazy, but 3 years of nothing taught me not to waste time. I love you, Maya, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure you never regret giving me a reason to feel again. He did exactly what he promised. Within a week, Yuna was arrested. Fraud charges from her death years ago. Attempted murder. Financial crimes he'd uncovered. She's in prison now. And I made a decision. 6 months later, I stood in front of Starlight's board of directors. Ms. Johnson, as our new CEO, what's your vision for the company? I glanced at Ji-hoon, sitting at the end of the table. Chairman now. Not CEO. He'd stepped down. Put me in charge. To build a company that values people as much as profit, I said confidently. And I meant it. 1 year after that. Jeju Island Beach. Golden sunset. Me in a wedding dress that actually fit my curves. Custom made. Beautiful. Ji-hoon in a light gray suit. Barefoot. Smiling. Actually smiling. 3 years ago I was dead inside, he said during his vows. You brought me back to life. You taught me how to feel. How to love. How to be human. Tears streamed down my face. I don't know why you have this effect on me, but I know I never want to live without it. Without you. I spoke through tears. You were broken, but you didn't let that brokenness define you. You chose to heal. And somehow you chose me. We kissed. And I felt it. The miracle. His hands weren't shaking. His heart was steady. He was whole. Besties, if this story touched your heart, I need you to do something. Hit that like button if you believe broken people can heal. Comment miracle if you believe in second chances. Subscribe if you want more stories about transformation and finding love in unexpected places. Whether you're in the USA, Canada, or anywhere in the world, drop your location below. Share this with someone who needs to believe healing is possible. Until next time, keep believing in miracles. I'll see you in the next story.